I may sound like a broken record at this point, but I've spoken countless times about offers, offer creation, and why I believe they are the single biggest factor that determines your success within SMMA. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down and showing you how to create an irresistible offer, so let's not waste any more time and let's dive right into my computer. Creating an irresistible offer in 2024. Just so you guys know, an offer is not the following: Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Google PPC, funnel building, short form content. The delivery method you use to get results is not the offer. Let me repeat that. The delivery method you use to get results is not the offer. This is a very common mistake that I see a lot of beginners make. An offer is designed so the value dramatically outweighs the cost, leading the prospect to say yes. At the end of the sales call, it should be a simple yes or no decision. If you have qualified the prospect correctly, then every single lead that you speak with is a good fit for you and your agency and is an ideal client. Before creating an irresistible offer, you must understand what outcome this niche wants, beyond just more customers or more leads. Do you understand that? It's not just about leads, guys. You learn this by conducting market research and diving deep into every detail of that niche and learning everything that you can about them. So much so that you could start a business on that niche. If you do this correctly, when you present this, it should be a holy shit moment. This is exactly what I've been waiting for, and this is exactly what I've wanted but never been able to solve. This is how you create an offer. Your offer is the single most important piece of the puzzle when scaling to 6 to 7 figures within your SMMA. If you can deliver on the offer, you will never be broke again. If you have a winning offer, it beats everything else. It will outperform having a good sales process. It will outperform having a good website and even case studies. I would argue a good offer is all you need. It doesn't matter about anything else. For me, when I started back in 2020, when I created my 10 lead guarantee offer, I didn't use my case studies. I didn't use previous results. I didn't use anything. It was a completely blank slate, and not one prospect asked for that on the phone. I presented my offer. It was a 10 to 15 minute call, and I closed and I got payment on the call. It was a simple yes or no decision. Okay, so what does an irresistible offer include? Firstly, it's got to be results orientated, right? It's got to be specific. Always use specifics. After conducting your market research, you should know the outcome the client is looking for. Let's say it's new clients. Put a number on it. Don't just say, we're going to get you new clients. How many? 3, 5, 10, 20, 50? I don't know, right? This is up to you to determine based on your market research, based on what they can handle, etc., etc. Number 2 is it needs to be focused on a specific person solving one problem. Stop being a generalist serving multiple niches and hone in on one avatar who is struggling with a specific problem. Thirdly, it's got to be unique. Innovate, don't copy. Competition is fierce, so stand out. Hormozy was the first one that really started to talk about how important the offer was, and ever since, everyone's been doing guarantees and offer stacking and all this kind of stuff, which is great, but it means now you need to stand out more than ever. So please don't be a sheep. Actually lead and not follow. And to do this, you do your market research and think for yourself, right? You do have a brain. Anyway, 4th is the time frame. Outcome in X time frame. The sooner this can be achieved, the better results that you'll have. Don't say you're going to get X, Y, and Z result within 12 months, right? That's a long time. You want to condense it into the shortest time frame it takes. 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, something like that. And 5th, and finally, you can have a guarantee. Something guaranteed, or their money back plus $500 or whatever it is. Some sort of guarantee so it's a risk reversal and there's no risk on them. So that is what an irresistible offer actually includes. Now, you need to conduct your market research, right? So how do we do this? We need to ask prospects and ask potential clients. We need to understand the terminology they use, right? We need to understand how they get clients or leads. What is the biggest problem that they face? You know, what keeps them up at night? How much does a lead cost? Why do they use these sources? You know, for example, in the real estate space in Australia in particular, agents use realestate.com.au, domain.com.au, Rate My Agent, and Open Agent. These 4 platforms, especially realestate.com, it has the market share. right? The agents don't have a choice. It sucks. It's expensive. It's not reliable, but agents use it because they've got a monopoly on the industry. What do they like or dislike about these services? They will tell you, and they'll once you ask these questions, they're going to go on a long rant, right? So for example, in the home improvement space, in home services, a lot of them will use Angie's leads, right? So they're not going to be happy with the leads on that site. What are the margins on their service? How many clients can they handle each month? What their average sales process or the length of the sales process is? What have they tried before? What frustrates them on a daily basis? This isn't always a lead problem. Maybe the bottleneck is sales or systems. For example, if you go to an orthodontist, right, in Australia, you have to get a referral from a dentist, which means they're always going to be booked, right? They're going to be booked 2 to 3 months ahead of time, which means they don't need more leads. They don't need more customers, right? But maybe the bottleneck is sales. Maybe they can increase the conversion rate, and that's what you can help with. So it doesn't necessarily have to be leads, you guys. Now, I want to talk about the creative process and how to actually go about creating this offer. So firstly, innovation begins with frustration, right? So what I mean by that is you need to understand in that niche, well, what sucks? Why does it suck? You know, what frustrates these potential clients more than you can imagine? Specialize. Who is this for and not for? Understand, right? You need to focus on one person. Don't be a generalist, become a specialist. And if you lose clients because of that, it doesn't matter. Don't think too much of it, right? Because it will help you in the long run. Constraints breed resourcefulness and creativity. Now, this confused me at the start, but Naveen Jain talked about this. He's a billionaire, and he kind of said, like, sometimes if you're green and you have no industry knowledge, it's best to go into that industry and try to revolutionize it, try to change it, because you won't have the mental constraints that, this isn't possible, right? Because you're green, you go into the space, you think you can do anything. So sometimes, going into an industry you know nothing about will breed creativity. Now, what part can you remove? How simple can it be? This is something that's very, very important, right? Simplicity is key with this. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't think, just do. You want to make sure that everything that you do, there is a reason for it, right? Nothing should be there without a purpose. And if you can strip it back and it still works, then do it. Remove as much as you can without it falling apart. Borrow ideas from other industries, right? So maybe you're in real estate, maybe you look at the mortgage broker space. You could look at the e-commerce space. Look at marketing in general and as a whole and use it as inspiration. Because the principles of marketing, no matter what industry you go into, remain the same. Trust yourself and stop following and become a leader. Don't focus on what's trending. Try to find a perfect balance when you get all the pros and none of the cons. Now, this is done by just testing and tweaking and continuously revising your offer and stripping things back and taking things away when you can and once you get that feedback, right? Map out the model, map the processes, look at the numbers and start thinking. So you want to map your offer next to competitive offers. So what you want to do is you want to put your offer on maybe a Google Doc or a sheet, and you want to see what everyone else is doing, right? Engage with different ads, go searching and understand what your competitors are offering in the same niche and see if you can take some things out, add some of your own stuff, and then make just like this perfect offer that your competitors aren't focusing on, right? You will find it, but it's just going to take some research. Now, you're looking for product market fit. Get it right, prove it, then all you need to do is communicate what you got. Don't get fancy, don't put marketing jargon into it, don't spin it to sound fancy or anything like that. Cut straight to the point, be clear, concise, you will sell. Once you've tested this offer with a few clients and you're getting results, you don't need to put marketing spin on it or jargon or anything. You say what it is, they either like it or they don't. Pretty simple. And then finally, the mechanics of the offer should create demand on their own. This is a really important one, right? Like once you've got your offer down pat and it's a good offer, you won't really need to sell. The offer will do 85 to 95% of the selling for you. So you don't really need to be a pro salesman. You don't really need to have anything else. If you dial in your offer and you spend most of your time on this, you will be able to scale to 6 and even 7 figures. Guys, that is how you create an irresistible offer. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. If you do want one-on-one help, then please book in a call using the link in the description, and I'll see you in the next video.